Media and communication. 4. Media and information literacy. Welcome to Teacher Desk Tuyo channel. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Media and communication. Media and other information play a central role in information and communication processes. Nowadays, media became the common outlet of self-expression and creativity. Its huge influence spread speedily across the globe. The connection between technological advances and people's connectivity created a huge impact on the lives of today's generation. So for today's topic, it would be a cover of all the above mentioned concepts. So, to begin with, what is communication? When you say communication, it is a process in which individuals to interact with and through symbols to create and interpret meanings. It is by Wood of 2004. It can also be described through its nature as follows. First, communication is a process, where in fact, a process that changes as the communicators, environments, and needs change. Second, communication is systematic, which involves systems of interrelated and interacting parts. Thirdly, communication is symbolic. Symbols. When we say symbols, it could be a verbal or non-verbal. When we say verbal, it is with words, and non-verbal without words, which are the basis of the language. So communication and media, communication refers to the process of conveying or sharing information. Since then, it is often described as the natural ability of an individual to socialize with others. So in the 21st century world, communication has become more social due to the emergence of technology. And media are also defined as the source of credible and current information created through an editorial process determined by journalistic values. So, media became an important part of every society's communication system. Their institutional makeup can mesh with a variety of non-media information providers such as libraries, museums, archives, so internet information providers, other information organizations, and citizens who produce their own content. With the emergence of the technological platform of communication, delivery of the message increased its speeds, resulting in some grapevine form of communication. So to clearly understand how communication happens, it is appropriate to look for the following communication models. So this starts with Shannon-Weaver communication model of 1948. As you can see in our screen, you have there the diagram or the model that can explain what is Shannon-Weaver's communication model of 1948. So known as the mother of all communication model. So the Shannon-Weaver model of 1948 depicts communication as a linear or one-way process consisting of the 5 elements: a source, producer of the message, a transmitter, which encodes of the message into signals, and a destination. So this model has been originally intended to show how radio and telephone technologies function. So this model has been criticized by missing one essential element in the communication process, which is feedback. We know for a fact that without feedback, the speaker will not know whether the receiver understands the message or not. Okay, let's try to look the other model of communication, which is the Osgood-Schramm model of communication of 1954. So what does this model depicts? So this model of communication of 1954, which seeks to explain how meaning is transferred between individuals, corporations, and others, is the most commonly taught and widely used theory of communication. So this Shannon-Weaver model, by adding the field of experiences defined as life experiences, attitudes, the values, and beliefs that each communicator brings to interpretation and that shapes how messages are sent and received. While the third model of communication of Berlow's SMCR model of 1960, as you can see in your screen, in 1960, David Berlow postulated Berlow's sender message channel receiver, that is S for sender, M for message, C for channel, and R for receiver model of communication from Shannon-Weaver's model of communication of 1949. So Berlow describes the factor affecting the individual components in the communication, making the communication more efficient. So the model also focuses on encoding and decoding, which happens before the sender sends the message and before the receiver receives the message, respectively. So Berlow's model has mainly four components to describe the communication process. First is the sender, second is the message, third is the channel, fourth one is the receiver. So these components, or each component, is affected by many factors. Next, we have Aristotle's model of communication. We know for a fact that Aristotle was a Greek philosopher and a writer born in Stagira, northern Greece. While exploring human nature scientifically, Aristotle developed a linear model of communication for oral communication known as Aristotle's model of communication. So this is considered as the first model of communication and was proposed before 300 BC. And it is also most widely accepted among all communications model. So Aristotle model is mainly focused on speaker and speech. So the Aristotle communication model is a speaker-centered model, as the speaker has the most important role in it and is the only one active. It is the speaker's role to deliver a speech to the audience. So the role of the audience is passive, which is influenced by the speech. So this makes the communication process one way from speaker to receiver. So there are elements of communication. Before, we could see there in your screen, as you can see on your screen, the social media effect. As you can see here, what does social media affect? So based on the image above, communication becomes more productive and interactive due to the media and information. So the message was shared through a variety of social media accounts, and it is shared by several people, proving how influential media in the communication process. So as you could see here, from content created that is from the story content hits. Then we have tweets about the story content to their followers. Then from there, the Twitter user post. So as you could see here, then it is on the Google search engine result for the story of the topic. So from here, your site, due to all the network inbound links, we have the major blog, we have the dig story linking to your sites, you have the blogs, the tweets. So and all of this because if the content is created can end up featured on sites like AOL, we could see also in the Yahoo, we have also 52 MIL unique, we have 134 MIL unique. So all of this is from the content created, you could see there on the Google search engine result for the story or your topic. Okay. So media information literacy recognizes the primary role of information and media in our everyday life. So it lies at the core of freedom of expression and information, since it empowers citizens to understand the function of media and other information providers to critically evaluate their content, and also to make informed decisions as users and producer of information and media content. So how communication is affected by media and information? So let's take a look on the multiple rules of media in the society. First is act as channels of information and knowledge through which citizens communicate with each other and make informed decisions. Second is facilitate informed debates between diverse social actors. Third is provide us with much of what we learn about the world beyond our immediate experience. Fourth are means by which a society learns about itself and builds a sense of community. Fifth one is the function as watchdog of government in all its forms, promoting transparency in the public life and public scrutiny of those which power through exposing corruption. We have the maladministration and corporate wrongdoing. Six is we could see on essential facilitator of democratic processes and one of the guarantors of free and fair collection. So, seventh is a vehicle for cultural expression and cultural cohesion within and between the nation. And eighth is the function as an advocate and social actor in its own right while respecting pluralistic value. So, here are the elements of communication. First is the speaker. We know for a fact that speaker is the source of information of the message. So the one who speaks, that is the speaker. The message is any information or anything the speaker or the sender wants to communicate by using a medium. So we have here medium. It is the form in which the speaker, sender, or the sender conveys the message. We have channel is the method or the means of sending or expressing the message. Encoding, it is the process of converting the message into words, action, or other form that the speaker understands. We have also listener and receiver. He, the recipient, or the one who gets the message. Feedback, it is the receiver's reaction or the response. When we say context also, it is the situation or environment where communication takes place. Barrier, it is the factor that affects the flow of communication. When we say also decoding, it is a process of interpreting the encoded message of the speaker by the receiver. Actually, we already discussed this one on our first lesson on our media and information literacy, as you go back on the first video that I have presented to you. So I think that's all, and thank you for watching for today's lesson. which is media and communication on media and information literacy. Again, thank you, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm your teacher Des Tuyo, and thank you for watching.